Hello students, myself Professor P.B. Sargade and we are studying the topic human health and diseases. And today we will discuss about the next disease, cancer. Cancer is an abnormal, uncontrolled and purposeless division of cells which may lead to the formation or development of mass of undifferentiated cells, that is tumor. When this tumor is malignant, it is described as cancer and it has the ability to invade other tissues. The cancer harms the body when cancerous cells divide uncontrollably to form new lumps or masses of tissue called neoplasm, except in the case of leukemia. Now we will later on discuss the various types of cancers. Leukemia is one of the type. The tumors can grow and interfere with the normal functioning of various organs. They also release secretions which alter body functions. It is one of the main killer disease nowadays. The physicians and researchers all over the world who specialize in this study, diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of cancer are called oncologists. And here you have to remember that the branch of medical science which deals with the study of cancer, it is called as oncology. The tumors may develop anywhere in the body. However, all tumors are not cancerous. There are two types of tumors: benign or non-malignant and cancerous or malignant tumors. Now in the diagram we are able to differentiate it between benign and malignant tumors. Now what is benign or non-malignant tumor? If you are able to observe the diagram properly, you may find that it grows slowly, may attain quite a large size, but it remains restricted to the site of its origin, that is, it is localized and does not spread to other parts of the body. This does not necessarily mean that the benign tumors are not troublesome. Some benign tumors are harmful and fatal, example brain tumor. Why? Because a brain tumor may cause death because the brain is squeezed against the hard skull. Moreover, the benign tumors may sometimes become malignant. Example, adenoma and fibroid. Now in the diagram, you found that the normal tissue cells are all around and a connective tissue capsule contains abnormal cells. It means in benign tumors, a cell mass of abnormal cells is there and it is covered by the connective tissue capsule, and other normal cells, it means it does not spread here and there, and other normal cells you are able to observe here. Now the second is malignant tumor or cancer. The growth rate of this tumor is rapid and mortality rate is comparatively more than benign tumor. Rapid growth of tumors causes overcrowding and disruption of normal cells. The cancerous cells compete with the normal cells for nutrients and finally kill them. Now they compete with the normal cells and finally kill them. These cells are spread from one organ to other via blood or lymph and form new tumors called secondary tumors. This migratory process is called metastasis. Now in the malignant tumor, you are able to see the cancer cells which are spread here and there, and are in it you are also seeing normal tissue cells. So the malignant tumor is very dangerous and it leads to the formation of cancer. Now the next point, types of cancers. There are five main types of cancers according to the type of tissue they infect or the tissue gets affected. The cancers are named according to the tissue from which they arise. The first type of cancer is carcinoma. Cancer that arise from epithelial tissue covering or lining the body organs is known as carcinoma. It includes breast cancer, lung cancer, cancer of stomach, skin cancer, etc. Now, the second type of cancer is sarcoma. Cancer that arises from connective tissue is called sarcoma. It includes bone tumors. It is also called as osteosarcoma, muscle tumors, myosarcoma, cancer of cartilage. It is termed as chondrosarcoma, and cancer of adipose tissue. It is called as liposarcoma. Now these are the sarcomas. Now the third type of cancer is lymphoma. Cancer that arises from lymphatic tissue is called lymphoma. It occurs in the lymphatic nodes, spleen and tissues of immune system. The next type is leukemia. It is a type of blood cancer in which there is excessive formation of white blood cells. We term them as WBCs or leukocytes in the bone marrow. The people suffering from leukemia have very high leukocyte count. The blood always contains millions of abnormal immature WBCs or leukocytes that are incapable of fighting the infections. Though there is a large number of WBCs, but they are incapable of fighting the infections. There are various types of leukemia such as monocytic leukemia, lymphoblastic leukemia, etc. And the last type of cancer is adenocarcinoma. The adenocarcinoma cancer arises in thyroid, pituitary, adrenal and other glandular tissues. Now, these were the types of cancers. Now, the next point is causes of cancers. Now, what causes the cancer to a healthy person? Although it is still not very clear to the researchers as to how the cancer is caused, several factors are now known to be cancer causing, that is, carcinogenic. These factors are as follows. Now, which are those factors? The first factor is chemicals. Several chemicals are known to induce cancer. These include nicotine, which is found in tobacco, caffeine, products of combustion of coal and oil, several polycyclic hydrocarbons, some sex hormones, and steroids. If given or secreted in large amounts, may cause cancer. Breast cancer seem to have hormonal relationship. It is more commonly observed in women who avoid breastfeeding. Now, this is because of the chemicals and some emphasis is on the steroids and hormones. Now, the second cause of cancer is the radiation. The X-rays, gamma rays, cosmic rays, ultraviolet rays, etc. are carcinogenic. Incidence of skin cancer is higher in the people working in very sunny areas due to UV radiation in the sunlight. Now, the radiation is the second cause. Now, the third cause is viruses. Viruses causing cancer have genes called viral oncogenes, or they are also called as V-onc genes. These viruses are also called oncogenic viruses. Example, EBV, Epstein-Barr virus, HPV, human papilloma virus, etc. Now, the fourth cause for the cancer is oncogenes. Several genes called cellular oncogenes, or they are also called as C-onc genes or proto-oncogenes, have been identified in normal cells, which when activated under certain condition could lead to oncogenic transformation of cells. And the next reason or cause of cancer is addiction. Different types of addictions like smoking, chewing of tobacco lead to cancer of mouth, lips, and lungs. Alcohol consumption may result in cancer of esophagus, stomach, intestine, and liver. And drugs also cause cancer. Example, marijuana, anaerobic steroids, etc. Now here we are able to observe a table. In this table, we are watching carcinogens and the organs affected by those carcinogens. The first is carcinogen is soot, and the organ affected is skin and lungs. The second carcinogen is coal tar. It is also called as 3,4-benzopyrene. It affects skin and lungs. The third carcinogen is cigarette smoke. It contains N-nitrosodimethylamine and it affects lungs. Then cadmium oxide, it affects prostate gland. Aflatoxin, it is a metabolite of Aspergillus flavus, a mold. It is a mold. It affects the liver. The next is 2-naphthylamine and 4-aminobiphenyl. It affects urinary bladder. The next carcinogen, the seventh carcinogen is mustard gas and it affects lungs. The next eighth is nickel and chromium compounds and they affect the lungs. The asbestos is also a carcinogen and it affects the lungs. The 10th carcinogen is diethyl stilbestrol. It is also called as DES and it affects the vagina. And the 11th carcinogen is vinyl chloride or it is also called as VC and it affects the liver. So these are the carcinogens and the organs which they affect. Next is the treatment of cancer. Now here there are 5 treatment measures which are carried out in the treatment of cancer. Which are those? The cancer treatment consists of combination of a number of therapies which are as follows. Now the first therapy is chemotherapy. The chemotherapy comprises administration of certain anti-cancer drugs. The anti-cancer drugs check cell division by inhibiting DNA synthesis or are more toxic to cancerous cell than to normal cells. The chemotherapy may lead to hair loss or anemia, but both get corrected after the treatment is stopped. The hair loss we may observe in the patients who are undergoing the chemotherapy. Now the second treatment is radiotherapy. It is used in addition to chemotherapy. In radiotherapy, the basic principle is to bombard the cancerous tissue or cells with the rays from radioactive materials. For treatment, the cancer tissue or cells are exposed to radiations from radioactive materials such as cobalt, iridium, and iodine. The rays, X-rays, gamma rays, and charged particles are used to destroy the cancerous tissue or cells but cause minimum damage to the surrounding normal tissue or cells. Now this is about the radiotherapy and it is found that radiotherapy is the most effective treatment measure in cancer. The next is surgery. In surgery, the entire cancerous tissue or cells are removed surgically. It has limited utility. Now you know that the cancer spreads as it gets chance. So the surgical procedure is a tricky one. It has limited utility in certain cases such as breast tumor or uterine tumor. The surgery is most effective, but other treatments are also given to kill any cancerous cell that may have been escaped in surgery. The next treatment is immunotherapy. Tumor cells have been shown to avoid detection and destruction by the immune system. Therefore, the patient the patients are given substances called biological response modifiers such as alpha interferon, which activates their immune system and helps in destroying the tumor. Now this was about the immunotherapy. And the last therapy is the supportive therapy. The supportive therapy is used to treat symptoms of cancer and side effects of cancer treatments. Now, there are so many side effects of the chemotherapy, radiotherapy, surgery, and immunotherapy. The objective of this therapy is to improve the quality of life of cancer patients. This therapy varies depending upon condition of individual patient. Now, when we talk about the cancer in India, there is an institute which is administered by Department of Atomic Energy, Government of India, and it is in Mumbai. The Tata Memorial Hospital is situated at Kharghar, Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra, in India. It is a special cancer treatment and research center closely associated with the Advanced Center for Treatment Research and Education in Cancer. It is recognized as one of the leading cancer centers in South Asia. It is an autonomous body funded and controlled by, as I told you earlier, Department of Atomic Energy, Government of India, which also oversees the administration of institute since 1962. And at the concluding part, I want to say that the cancer is a major problem in the modern world, and the doctors, researchers, and the drug companies doing research in this area are trying constantly their hard work to overcome the cancer and to take out the new treatment methods of the cancer.